up on this episode of SEVA TV, we're going to adopt a pet, play with some animals, and keep our pets happy and healthy. Stay tuned for all this and more on SEVA TV.
There's an audience that you can't really show with words on a paper or on a poster, but it's kind of this.
And remember, there's always good news around the corner.
And try not to get frustrated. It gets easier.
Welcome to Maniox News. I'm Vanessa and I'll be your host today.
And while that is heating up, you're going to want to lay out all your ingredients.
I have never done a documentary ever in my life, and this is my first documentary.
This is going to be quite the video.
Hello and welcome. My name is Nassali, and you are watching SEVA TV. This is a show where we feature educational videos made by student producers all across Sacramento County. We will take a look at some of the best videos submitted to the Student Educational Video Awards, and we'll even take you behind the scenes to talk to the producers themselves. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Today we get to experience a day in the life of Daisy, a 6-year-old Shar-Pei Pitbull mix. She is sweet, playful, and loves to meet new people. So let's meet her now.
My name is Grant, and I go to Del Paso Manor. The name of my video is The Day in the Life of a Dog, in this case, my pet Daisy. The video chronicles a day in her life. The creative aspect comes in her thoughts about the events in her day. I thought that I did pretty good overall. I like the finished product very much. Filmmaking is not as simple as it may seem. It's a complex process that requires a lot of teamwork and patience.
Hi, my name is Daisy, and I'm a 6-year-old Shar-Pei Pitbull mix. The day I was rescued was the happiest day of my life. My life before that was very hard. Let's take a tour of my life today. I'm hungry. What's for breakfast? What? My bowl's empty? I need to show this to Grant.
Oh, Daisy, you're hungry.
You bet I am. Same stuff, different day, but I'm so hungry.
I'll see you guys later. I'll be back. Daisy, I'll be back. I'll be back. You be a good girl.
Mom,
Stay.
can I go? 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 I guess not. Where's she going? Hope she comes back soon. I miss her already. Yay! Mom's home! I'm so happy! Hey, letter carrier person. Can I say hi? Can I say hi? Can we be friends? Wonder if Charlie the squirrel is outside today. Oh, I see him. Let me go say hi. Why does Charlie always run away when I go say hi? Let me get my leash and tell Mom it's time for a bike ride.
Good girl.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Hey, Mom, are you gonna pedal or what? Hey, it's the gang. Hey, Jessie. Hi, Dulce. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. I'm tired. I wish Mom would pedal more. Time to get some water.
Go get your baby. Get your baby.
Here you go.
Go get a treat. Get a treat. Go get it.
What? I have to work for my treats? Fine.
Wait.
I get the ball. I get the ball. I get the ball. I get the ball. Uh-oh.
Daisy,
I'm in trouble.
What are you doing on Grant's bed? You're a bad girl. Get down. Let's go to bed.
Well, that was a good day. I wonder what tomorrow will bring. Thanks for joining me today. As you saw, my family has taught me a lot, but I think I've taught them some things too. Make a dog's day and adopt one today.
Are you considering adopting a furry friend of your own? Well, why don't we hear from some new pet owners who met their forever friend during the pandemic and find out if pet adoption is right for you.
The name of my video is Pandemic Pets. In my video, I interviewed 3 different people. I interviewed 2 different families that adopted animals, or basically dogs, and during COVID-19 lockdown, and I also interviewed one of the workers at the Sacramento SPCA, and I talked to her about her experience during the COVID-19 lockdown and what happened to the shelter during that time. The viewers watching my video can learn about what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic, and they can see how the harsh environment and what happened affected everyone in different ways, and how you can make positives out of the situation, and how even though it was challenging, there's always like a way you can find something better. My favorite part of my SEVA was being able to talk to many different people and hear their experiences, and also get to see all their cute animals and just talk to many different people. Making my video, I learned that the editing process by yourself of a video is very complicated and it takes a long time. So from that, I also learned time management, so I was able to schedule how much editing I had to get done and how much time I had left to turn in my SEVA, so I was able to time manage to make sure I got everything and was able to get it all done. COVID-19. COVID-19 has brought so many problems, conflicts, difficulties, and has torn apart and saddened many people. During these difficult times, so many people had many different experiences, and everyone had to face their own challenges and hard times. All of a sudden, things began to become a lot more serious, and we all had to shut down. Many felt lonely and scared. The virus infected many thousands of people. We all had to shelter in our homes during the periods of time we were under lockdown restrictions. Everyone had to take precautions and find ways to stay safe and healthy. People had to wear masks and take their temperatures wherever they went to make sure they did not have the virus. Schools were forced to go online this year and learn from a distance. Everyone had to social distance and stay 6 feet apart from others at all times. Grocery stores were affected by the virus, and many supplies were low or out of stock, like cleaning supplies, food, and bathroom tissues. Restaurants had to close down, and many cities were left empty. During these complicated times, everyone needs a little joy and companion to be by their side. Who would not want a snuggly kitten or celebrity dog kisses from your animal in the morning? Now let's move on to our interviews with 2 pandemic pets and hear how their families adopted them during the time of COVID-19. This is Maggie's story.
We adopted Maggie when she was, I think she was around 7 months. And I think now she's 9 months old. We adopted her on December 8th. But they assume she's some type of German Shepherd mix. I think she definitely has some type of Australian Shepherd mix in her because just how she likes to play, you can tell she's definitely a herding dog.
What she can do is we can get her to lie down, we can get her to wait, we can get her to sit, we can sometimes get her to shake, paw. Emily taught her that one.
Okay, so how we adopted Maggie and how she became part of our family was that we've always been looking into adopting. So from the Sacramento SPCA, we learned that Maggie and I think a bunch of other dogs and puppies, I think maybe she was with 15 other dogs, were coming from Oklahoma. And that's then how we found out that Maggie was available to adopt through their website. It was just the perfect time and the perfect fit. And then just the appointment, I know that can be definitely a daunting experience because if you really want to adopt a dog, and then if you're not that first person to get that first appointment, more than likely, I think, if you really see a dog that you want on the website, if you don't have that first appointment, that dog might be taken. So it's definitely, we got lucky. We're both teachers, so we have both been working from home during this COVID time. So it's definitely helped, especially with the adjustment of getting a new dog, because dogs do take a lot of your time. So I think that's been a silver lining of anything of COVID is that we got Maggie and we've been home during this time to train her, give her all the love that she needs.
This is Sunny's story.
She's about 2.5 years old.
It is a Jindo mix from South Korea.
What do you want her to do?
Yeah, so she actually came and knowing a couple of basic tricks since she went through doggy training over there in Korea.
No, she's not gonna do it. Sit. Good girl. So.
Hand.
She knows it in Korean.
And a very special one.
Will you go? There you go. I don't have a treat though, sorry. Online.
Well, we were first looking at shelters here locally, but it was really hard. They kept adopting out the dog that we applied for because there were so many people listed who applied, and by the time they got to our application, the dogs that we wanted here locally would be adopted out already. So I stumbled across another organization who was rescuing dogs from South Korea to be adopted to California, and that's where we saw Sunny's profile.
Yeah.
But she was living as a stray on the beach in South Korea for maybe 1.5 years before she was rescued, and they knew she was owned because she did have on a collar, but it was a puppy-sized collar. So as she got older, she was 1.5 years, that collar got tighter and tighter around her neck, and so by the time they finally rescued her, it was a pretty big injury because she had grown to nearly a full-size dog at that point, and so they had to perform surgery. We had to just submit a basic application like everywhere else, and then they called us to do an interview just about why we wanted this particular dog, what experience we had with previous dogs, and what our living situation was like, sort of thing. So once that was all approved, they had to figure out a way to fly her over here. So that entailed waiting for somebody who already had a ticket from Korea over to San Francisco, and that person had to volunteer to bring this dog with them, and we would meet that person at the airport.
Not that many people could fly at that time, so we weren't actually sure if we were going to get her or not because of COVID-19. And we adopted her from the Joey and Bailey is the name of the foundation that we adopted her from. And they rescue all kinds of breeds from South Korea and bring them over here. So
Yeah, so if anyone wants to check them out, they're a great organization, nonprofit, and they really do a good job of making sure the pets get placed with really good families.
My name is Marnie Musser. I'm the Community Outreach Manager at the Sacramento SPCA.
I went to a local shelter called the Sacramento SPCA to hear more about their viewpoint of the COVID-19 lockdown. I talked to Marnie, which is the Community Outreach Manager. Her job covers everything from their Love on Loan, their pet therapy program, education program, the paw pantry, Pet of the Week segments, and mobile adoptions. I learned a lot of amazing information, but we're going to focus on two main points, which are the conflict, which is a conflict and positive that occurred to the shelter because of COVID-19.
So the first thing that affected us is that we had to completely shut down back in, I'll never forget the date, March 17th. So we had so much support from the community because we had to get the majority of the animals out of our shelter and into temporary foster homes. So we had over 200 animals out in our foster community that we have here. They were in foster for up to 3 months, so that was a huge impact. However, during that time, we still took in what we call emergency owner surrenders. We still accepted those even during those 3 months. We also accepted strays. So we were still open for emergencies. We just couldn't do any appointments with them. And it hurt not just us, but of course it hurts the community. So it's impacted us obviously across the board. The other area it's impacted is that we're not able to do a lot of outreach. So the positive side for COVID is that when we did completely close down, we said, okay, well, what services can we provide to the community? So we created the paw pantry because one of the things that we thought about is how can we divert animals coming into our shelter, because that's our biggest goal, is that people don't even need to bring their animals to a shelter. So what can we provide for them at this point where people are losing their jobs or their hours are being cut, so that they can keep their animals. So we thought we can provide free food. So we started that actually on April 1st, and we have continued it to this day. And it's we have it twice a week. Yeah, there's no income requirements. We don't care how much money you make. We just want to be here for that safety net so that you can keep your pets at home. So we've done what COVID has done. It's made us have to think outside the box and in different ways where we can reach the community.
This year has been extremely hard, and COVID-19 has caused so many complications. Having pets around with you will, without a doubt, bring a smile to your face and put you in a good mood, just like these pandemic pets have done to their owners.
Need another reason to adopt a pet? Well, many animals end up in shelters after they've been abused by their owners. You can help turn their life around by taking one home and showing them some love. Adoption really is the best option.
I attend Heron School, and my video is called Animal Abuse PSA. What I want viewers to learn from my video is that animal abuse is not okay, and it is very disrespectful, and that animals have feelings too, just as we do as humans, and it is very important that we treat them with respect.
Every year, 10 million animals die from animal abuse in the US. 1.5 million animals a year end up in the shelters because of it. So let's do something about it. You can adopt, foster, or volunteer at your local shelter today. Just show them a little love and care, and it can make a big difference in their lives. Stand against animal abuse, because they have a voice too.
Taking care of your pet is easier than you think. Just watch as Haley shows us how a little attention goes a long way. After all, a healthy dog is a happy dog.
In my Keeping Dogs Happy and Healthy video, I show viewers how to keep their dogs happy, entertained, and healthy. When watching my PSA, you're supposed to remember that even though our lives are busy, our dogs still need attention and exercise. When creating my PSA, my first step was coming up with something most people can relate to and need to remember. Next, I thought of what I do to keep my dogs happy and healthy. Then, I grabbed my camera and filmed. Finally, I brought my video to life in the editing stage. My favorite part of creating Keeping Your Dogs Happy and Healthy was getting to film and spend time with my furry friends. When producing my video, I learned how to produce interesting angles, how to successfully create good content for my school's news broadcasts, and I also learned that no matter what condition our world is in, we can create our own stories.
We can learn a lot from the animals in our lives. In this age-old fable about a lion and a mouse, we learn about kindness from an unexpected place.
A lion lay asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A timid little mouse came up to him unexpectedly, and in her fright and haste to get away, ran across the lion's nose. Roused from his nap, the lion laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature to kill her.
"Spare me,"
begged the poor mouse.
"Please let me go and someday I'll surely repay you."
The lion was much amused to think that a mouse could ever help him, but he was generous and finally let the mouse go. Some days later, while stalking his prey in the forest, the lion was caught in the toils of a hunter's net. Unable to break free himself, he filled the forest with his angry roaring. The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. Running to one of the great ropes that bound him, she gnawed it until it parted, and soon the lion was free.
"You laughed when I said I would repay you,"
said the mouse.
"Now you see that even a mouse can help the lion."
A kindness is never wasted.
Whether you're a new pet owner or you just want to bond with your dog some more, we've got you covered. Prepare to sit, lay, and roll over because it's training day.
The first thing you're going to need to do is grab a bag of your dog's favorite treats and get a leash to put them on.
So once you've got a little bit of food or treats and you've got them on a leash, you're ready to start. Every time they do a trick correctly or perform good behavior, you're going to mark their good behavior with a word. For me, I use nice. You can use any word you want. Always hand your dog a reward if they do the right thing. Eventually, they will start to connect the dots and they'll associate your marker word with a treat.
Make sure to always reinforce any positive behavior by petting them and telling them they're a good dog.
Nice. If they don't understand how to do a trick right away, use a hand movement or some kind of cue to help them understand.
After a few tries, they should start recognizing the command and performing the trick on their own.
Sit. Nice. Newsome, down. Nice. You're gonna keep repeating this step until they understand that they can do it by themselves. And after a few tries, they'll probably get the hang of it. And then you're gonna start rewarding them every time they do it on their own. As you can see here, he's laying down well and he's not standing back up. This is what we want. As he lays down, the longer he does it, keep rewarding him so that he's motivated to stay down without jumping back up and bolting away. Sit. Nice. Do some down. Nice. And that's all there is to it. As you can see, he's learned to do it by himself, and he's getting a reward every time he does it. Make sure to practice this consistently, daily or whenever you can. Just make sure that they keep this going, and then eventually they'll become a master at it. Now go out there and teach your dog some cool tricks so he'll behave well.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of SEVA TV. Thank you for joining us, and remember, if you'd like to see more student videos or want to find out how you can enter into the SEVAs, check out our website at secctv.org. I'm Nassali. Thanks for watching.